Welcome to Tia's Table, where we talk about making fitness and wellness doable for busy women like you and me. Looking for healthy meal ideas, workout motivation, and good conversation? Don't worry, I got you, girl. Sit back, grab a snack, and let's have some girl talk. Woo! Hey girl, hey. Welcome back to another episode of Tia's Table. I'm Tia, a certified group fitness instructor and behavior change coach. I help women develop healthier habits that align with their health, wellness, and fitness goals. If you or someone that you might know needs help developing momentum, gaining some consistency on their health, wellness, or fitness journey, please reach out to me. You can do that by emailing me at tiavfitness@gmail.com or hitting me up on Instagram at tiavfitness. Like, girl, this is my Renaissance recap episode. So, you know what I always say, if it's not really Beyoncé for you, like, girl, I will talk to you next time. But if you're down to hear a recap of my Renaissance experience, hey girl, hey, this is that phone call. So I'm just going to start from the beginning and we'll just go through like the whole weekend, right? But before we do, let's talk about something that I ate during my Beyoncé weekend. That was absolutely divine and delicious. And you can only get it at the hotel that I stayed at in the restaurant that's in their lobby. I think their restaurant is called Harvey. Maybe it's called Harvey. I don't know. But I had a grilled shrimp kale Caesar salad that had like actual anchovies on it. And it was so good. It was delicious. I had it Friday afternoon at about 2:00. So it was like a late lunch, which also happened to be my dinner that day, and we'll talk about that. But yes, but it was so good. The restaurant as a whole had great food. They had great breakfast. They had great dinner items. I would not buy another cocktail from them. The cocktails they taste fine, but they really weren't giving. Mercedes-Benz Stadium had a better margarita than the restaurant at the hotel that we were staying in. So yes, but the salad, 10 out of 10, would definitely eat it again. If I lived down there, I would go there sometimes just for the salad, possibly even get that salad to go because it was delicious. And I might try recreating that salad at home. So stay tuned for that. If I do it and it's successful, girl, I'll share the recipe with you. Okay, so let's start with Friday, shall we? On Friday morning, I got up like I always do at 5:00 and I came downstairs, started immediately getting the kids ready for school. And I was thinking about how funny it was to me at the time that, you know what, like I'm literally about to go party with Beyoncé later on tonight. But also my life is like, but you also will scramble these eggs and pack these lunch boxes and take these kids to school too. You can do both, Tia, because that's just how things go. Before you can have any type of fun, you still got to make sure things are squared away here. So get them up, get them dressed, fed, whatever, packed up, off to school. That goes great. Oddly enough, on Friday morning, everybody was in a good mood. Like no one gave me a hard time about getting up. They were all super sweet. They weren't sluggish or like still sleepy from the night before. So like my day got off to a great start. Dropped them off at school, come back home, and we started packing our stuff. And so I'm making sure that I'm gathering like all of the things that I had purchased for this weekend, making sure that I don't leave any accessories, no makeup behind, like nothing, because I had actually been having nightmares, believe it or not, that I got to the hotel and I didn't have my boots, right? And I'm like, I don't want that to happen to me. So I was taking my time, making sure that I had everything. And as I'm grabbing stuff out of the closet, my husband is like, well, what is that outfit for? And I was like, oh, well, I just got this, for us to like go out so I can stay with the Renaissance theme. But really that second outfit, I bought it with the hope and the intention of possibly going to a second concert. But I figured, like, girl, if you don't make it to another concert, you could always wear this outfit, Friday night or Saturday night when you guys go out. And people will just assume you just came from a concert. So it fits the theme of the weekend. So, and it was perfect. I wore, let's talk about Friday night. So Friday night, well, let's just keep going in order. So Friday, we pack everything, we get dressed, we do some laundry because of course I was not trying to come back home on Sunday to laundry, right? So we do some laundry and we get everything in the car and we go. We stop and get gas on the way down there, and getting into the city was super easy. There was no traffic. We had really good conversation. We played Beyoncé music, and it was great. Like, I am riding high on vibes right now. Like, I'm in such a good mood. I'm so happy. You would literally think it was the night before Christmas, or that, I don't know, like I was going on a real actual vacation, because like I'm just geeked and super pumped at this point. We had never stayed at the hotel that we stayed at, and Cookie is going to be barking in the background because he is home. He's here, and someone is out in the front cutting grass. So if you hear him bark, that is because he is upset about whoever is cutting grass. So we get to the hotel and our room is ready. Like, we got there a little early before check-in, but our room was ready, which was great, because I had requested an early check-in. We stayed at the Kempton Shane in Midtown here in Atlanta. We'd never stayed there before, but I'd seen some pretty good reviews on it. It looked like a super cute, kind of like a boutique hotel, but not really. It's decorated and styled really nice. Like, the aesthetic in there definitely gives young, fun, modern, like a cool little hip place to stay. So we get there, our room is ready. We take the elevator up to the 14th floor and we walk down to our suite, and the views were amazing. We had panoramic views of the city. So just off the rip, like, I'm that much more excited now that our room was like a great room. And because it was kind of at a weird time in the day, it was like 1:30ish. Like, we get settled in the room and we're like, okay, well, let's go ahead and go eat, because we hadn't really eaten at all so far during the day. And we go downstairs. I have the salad and a margarita. My husband had a burger and fries. The margarita was not good. It wasn't even worth me like ordering it or drinking it. But the salad was amazing. Salad was amazing. Now, had I known, but I knew that the concert wasn't going to start until 9. I knew that because I had done all of my TikTok research. But I think I forgot, or maybe kind of just like didn't plan for us to eat again. So we ate. We probably were done eating at about 3 or 3:30. We go back up to the room and we were kind of trying to figure out what to do. We were like, well, should we go ahead and start getting dressed now and like get over to the stadium, or does that feel too early? Because we don't want to be stuck in traffic. And we didn't know what to expect. So we were like, no, let's just chill for a little bit. And then we will start getting dressed and head over to the stadium. Okay, girl, I had to put Cookie in his little house, which his house is inside. So please don't message me about that. That dog lives a good life. But I'm like, the barking is too much. So where did I leave off? Okay, yeah. So we were trying to decide when to start getting dressed, right? And I was kind of like, well, we probably have time. Let's take a little break, because I know once we get there, it's going to be adrenaline. You'll be on your feet the whole night. My husband is asking me, like, are you, like, people will be standing up the whole time? I'm like, yeah, bruh, people will be standing up the whole time. Like, I don't know where you think you're going, but you're not going to a sit down TED Talk. You're going to an event. You're going to a concert. The people will be standing and dancing and screaming. So you might want to take a little cat nap. You might want to get a little rest. You might want to gas up your tank, put a little oil in that engine, because it's about to be a long night. So we decide to take like a little power nap. we get up and we start getting dressed. On Friday night, I wore a white bra top that was like encrusted in like crystals and rhinestones, and it was like perfect. I got my top and the shorts from Shop Akira. So the shorts were some super short denim shorts with the rhinestone fringe on them. I found my boots on the Betsy Johnson website, and they were covered in sequins too, and they were perfect. Like the whole look went together so well. So well. I was so happy about it. I found the little cat eye rhinestone sunglasses on Shein. So those were like a great buy and like a nice little way to, add something to the outfit. And I got my disco ball hat from Shop Akira. Now, I think I shared this already, that I had every intention on making a hat. I got halfway through making it and was like, no, all my life I've had to fight a fight, but this isn't one of them. So I ordered myself a hat, and I'm so glad I did. The hat was amazing. It was beautiful, but it was heavy. It was heavy. So I can't speak for other disco ball hat wearers. So I don't know how everybody else managed to put up with that hat the whole concert. Mine had one of the cords on it, so you could kind of either like drape it around your neck, or you could probably hang it over your shoulder, or probably even crossbody it if you were creative enough. I ended up asking my husband to hold all of my things. So at one point during the concert, he had my purse around his neck. He was wearing it like it was a chain. He had my purse around his neck. He had on my disco ball hat, and it was a time. Like, cannot even. Friday night was so much fun. So Friday night, we get over to the stadium. Their traffic was not bad at all. We go to the parking lot. We had already purchased a parking spot in one of the adjacent lots. So we get to our parking spot. We walk over to the stadium. It's a very short walk. It probably was not even 5 minutes. We go right through the line. On Friday night, we sat in section L, which I felt like was a good seat. However, if you are not as tall as some other people might be, depending on where you were in section L, you may or may not have had a blocked view of the main stage. There was like a miniature stage set up on that side of the stadium that I'm pretty sure blocked people's view of the stage. I know for a fact it did, because it low-key kind of sort of blocked mine depending on where she was at on stage, right? So, but Friday night was still a vibe. Like, even with that, it was so much fun. Our section was full of like the best people. So if you happen to hear this and you were at the Friday night show, night one in Atlanta, and you were seated in section L, it was a time. Like, the people that sat in front of me, Be Good, her nonprofit organization, came and like took pictures and video of some of the people in our section. They didn't take my picture or get video of me, and I was like, do you see the material? Like, I look amazing. But to be fair, the people that were sitting in front of me, they were dressed way, way more Renaissance themed than I was. And they were so nice, so sweet. So that was my section. Like, people were that like ready for it, that they were getting noticed by Beyonce's staff. So I thought that was fun and that was cool. I took pictures with them too. And I think I posted some of these things to Instagram. I definitely posted my Friday night outfit to my page. So if you haven't seen it, go to my Instagram, Tia V Fitness, and you'll see what I wore to Friday night show. It was just so much fun. And the group of people that sat next to us were so much fun on both sides. Like, on both sides, our whole row was just like amazing. And everybody kind of instantly clicked and got along. We were all buying drinks and just like getting ready. And this is where getting to that show early quite possibly didn't work out for me. Okay. Because if you can remember, leading up to this concert, I had been eating super clean. So my system was clean. My system was not ready for all of the margaritas. And I don't know what they put in the margaritas at Mercedes-Benz Stadium, but they were unlike any other margarita that I think I've ever had before, right? And that song that just went viral on give me one margarita, give me two margaritas. By I think my fourth margarita, I think I asked my husband, what are they, are you watching them make these? Because I feel like they're really strong. Are you sure something extra is not going in these margaritas? And he was like, yeah, I'm watching them. He was like, Tia, they're literally pouring it out of a can. They're popping a can and then pouring it. He was like, so I don't know what's in it, but no one's putting anything in your drink, girl. So drink and be happy. So I'm like, okay, fine. So the concert starts at about 10 minutes to 9 on Friday. And once it started, it was probably the most electric 3 hours that I have experienced, I think, I don't know, probably this side of adulthood. I cannot remember having that much fun probably since college. For 3 hours straight, we danced, we sang, we were on mute. I think she told night one that we won the mute challenge. And of course, that made everybody super happy. And it was just amazing, from the costumes to the set list to the dancers, just to the atmosphere, to the vibe in the stadium. It was unmatched. And I know people see the videos online, so you probably think you have a good feel of what it may be like to be at the concert or whatever, but it does not compare to actually being in there and experiencing the energy. I can't even put it into words. If you know someone who's gone to this concert, you've probably heard them say they've been in a Renaissance fog, or they're still tired 2 and 3 days after the concert. Literally everyone that I have spoken to that's been to the concert said, even 3 days after, girl, I'm still tired from her show. And me and some of my friends have even discussed, you know why she's gonna get my respect? She is in Beyoncé. Let me tell you why she gets my respect. She gets my respect because she has been doing that since May, multiple times a week. I went on Friday night, okay? Today is Friday. It is a week later, and I am just now starting to feel like I have the energy to do something. I don't feel groggy. I don't feel like I'm in that Renaissance haze anymore. I feel like it's starting to lift and the heated clouds are starting to clear. You know what I'm saying? I'm starting to, feel like I'm entering back into the real world. And it's taken me a week to get to that point. Everyone that I have spoken to about it has said the same thing, that they were exhausted. And I think it's because you dance and you sing the whole time. So knowing that she is doing that multiple times a week, and she's been doing that since May, and she'll be doing it until October, I'm like, y'all gonna have to find another reason not to like her for me. Because you can't say it's her work ethic. You can't say it's her ambition. You can't say she's not talented. Truly, and I saw this video on TikTok the other day. This girl was saying that when she wants to find out whether or not she's going to be friends with another woman, she asks them what their feelings are about Beyoncé. And if the girl says something that I guess feels like she might be hating a little bit, she's like, I automatically know we probably won't be friends. And as much as I think that might be a little extra and too much, I feel like I have practiced that in my life before. And I'm pretty sure I've told my best friend that before. Ooh, I met this girl and she was talking junk about Beyonce. And that's yeah, we can't hang out. We can't hang out because I'm going to listen to Beyonce's music. I'm going to watch her music videos. I'm going to be a fan because fandom is fun. I would like to believe that this is how people felt about Michael Jackson. Of course, I was a baby in the 80s, so I don't remember what it was like when Michael Jackson was in his prime, but from videos, seeing people scream and pass out and cry and all of that, I'm like, oh, they were at their peak fandom with Michael Jackson. Now, I didn't see nobody crying and falling out over Beyonce. I did not cry. I did not pass out. I did not fall out or anything like that. I'm not quite there, but love that girl deep. She could put out an album tomorrow and I'm going to listen to it on repeat, back to back to back to back to back. I am. And you know why I am? Because I think it's fun and it helps our overall quality of life to enjoy things. This whole Beyonce concert thing and people sharing it online has really brought out some very strong opinions from people. And as a wellness coach, sometimes I think about the psychology behind things a lot, right? Probably because I work in behavior change. Like that's the focus that I tend to use with my clients. So I think about why people do things a lot and how that impacts your overall health and wellness. And for me, I'm like, okay, everything is not for everybody. Everybody won't understand everything, and that's okay. Like we've already come to the agreement that that's totally fine. What I don't think I quite understand, though, is if something isn't for you, why do you allow your energy to be used up focusing on that which is not for you? So that's one thing, one lesson that I took away from the whole Beyonce experience over the weekend is that if something is not for you, don't allow it to use any of your energy. If you've already decided that you don't like something or that you don't understand something or you don't think something is worth something, or if you feel like you have strong opinions about what other people are doing with their time and or their money, I would really challenge you to shift your energy and use that same energy for things that you really enjoy. And then go overboard with that joy. You know what I'm saying? People who, of course, everybody likes making content. I mean, not me, but but everybody, I don't think of myself as a content creator. So let's start there. But people who enjoy making content or who enjoy like getting on the internet and sharing their experiences and sharing their happiness or the joy that something gave them, people who are like that have discovered something that I think it would be great for other people to tap into. And the second lesson that I learned from my Beyonce weekend is that you should dive deep into extended and long-term joy the same way you dive deep into extended or long-term mourning and sadness. I think when something unfortunate happens, like you might experience a death in your family or just something really bad might happen to you, you hear people say all the time, like, I'm going to allow myself to feel these feelings and I'm going to just sit in it and, you know, until I'm ready to come out of it, right? And people understand that. They accept it and they allow those people to sit in sadness for as long as they feel like they need to. What people do not understand is the opposite of that. I have learned that people do not understand when you are able to sit in extended joy, long-term joy, when you are able to have an experience, maybe something happens to you or you do something like go to a Beyonce concert, for example, because that's what we're talking about today. You do something like go to a concert and you are literally able to sit in that joy for an extended amount of time. People don't understand that. And I would almost go so far to say that I don't know that people like it either. Like, I don't think, at the end of the day, people who are healthy don't care. Like, so if you are healthy emotionally and your mental health is at a very healthy place and you yourself, I think, are in a stable place, then none of this bothers you, right? But if you are lacking, I think, in any of the areas of deep health for whatever reason, and if you don't know what deep health is, we talked about it last season, so you can go back and listen to that episode. If you're lacking in any of those areas, I really do think that someone's happiness or whatever joy that you see radiating off of them, I think that it does shine a light on maybe some of the things that you might feel are lacking or missing in your own life. And because of that, you get upset and you don't like to see people sitting in extended joy. But it's possible, and people should do it. People should practice long-term joy. If you go to something, let's say you go on vacation, right? And you have the best time. The feeling that you have while you're on vacation, you can keep that. So as long as you choose to, right? You can get back home and that joy, that feel, of course, you won't be on vacation because we know real life has a way of snatching the vacation right out of you. But the joy that you felt while you're on vacation, if you work really hard and like meditate and focus on that joy, you can have a little bit of it every day. And I'm going to tell you how you do that. For example, if I went on a really amazing vacation, let's say I go to the Caribbean because I'm really trying to manifest that for my birthday in February. Okay. So let's say you go to the Caribbean and you eat really amazing Caribbean food while you're there. You might have the best drinks. You hear the best music. Those steel drums instantly just make you sparkle all over. You feel so happy just with the sounds and the smells and everything that's touching your senses is just creating immediate big joy, right? If I went on vacation and that happened to me, you can best believe when I got back to Atlanta, when I got back to the state of Georgia, I would be looking up all the Caribbean restaurants that they got here. You know what I'm saying? I would be trying to create those cocktails right here in this kitchen. I would possibly start adding in a little bit of steel drum music or reggae music or whatever it is that I heard while I was there. I'd start slipping that into some of my playlists so that I don't completely lose whatever it is I had while I was on vacation. And the same thing goes for this, Beyoncé weekend. I was so happy. And she even said that at the end of her concert, she was like, I hope tonight brought you a lot of joy. She was saying she so enjoyed the fact that everybody was getting dressed up and people were making a thing out of coming to see her. Like she talked about how much she appreciated that and how much more fun it made the tour for her. And this is like a gratitude tour to the fans. So she was like, whatever piece of joy you have today, whatever you're feeling right now, whatever joy that is, she was like, hold on to it. I hope it stays with you. You know what I'm saying? And so as I was walking out of Mercedes-Benz Stadium, I was like, yeah, she's right. Like I, of course, was going to be happy tonight because I paid to be happy. First and foremost, I paid for this joy, but I can hold on to it. I can keep it. And how can I do that? Well, number one, I can do that by making sure that I start going to things that will make me feel this way. So that was another lesson. That's the third lesson I got from my Renaissance weekend is that, oh, Tia, you should be doing more of this. Like Beyonce shouldn't have to go on tour for you to feel this way several times throughout the year. You'll definitely be happy about this particular weekend for a long time. But the next time you get the opportunity to go do something that you know is really going to make you happy or that you're going to enjoy, try not to let logistics or try not to let maybe the cost of the event, unless it's something absolutely insane, but try not to let the cost or whatever stand in the way of you creating these memories for yourself, because you see the difference between the you that goes and experiences life in a way that brings you joy and the you that doesn't. Like this, it's a difference and it's big, girl. It's not small. So I'm like, you need to go do more stuff that you want to do. And sometimes, Tia, that might mean you're going to have to get up early, which we don't like to do. I'm totally against it. Unless I'm taking children to school, I don't like getting up early. But it might mean sometimes you might have to get up early. It might mean you might have to spend money that you feel like you don't want to spend until the day of the event, and then you'll be glad you did it. You know what I'm saying? It might mean that you have to be comfortable and okay with going to things by yourself. You're not always going to have a group of girls to go somewhere with you. And it also means that you might not always be able to, like make something into a date. Now, Friday night, was the best date that I think my husband and I have gone on in a very long time. Is that because it was a Beyoncé concert? Probably. But also, I think it was the best date. And I even told him this, so it's not like I'm saying it behind his back. I told him that was the first date that we had gone on in a long time where I felt like it went exactly how I wanted it to go. I had the outfit that I wanted, my hair, my nails, my lashes, my brows, everything was done perfectly the way that I wanted. My shoes were comfortable, the way I always wished they would be. We weren't running late. We had a great hotel room. We ate really good food. The vibes were perfect. Like, we were on the same page as far as like our energy and what we were hoping to get out of our experience going to the concert. We went to something that neither one of us had been to before, so we got to experience something new together. And I felt like at the end of the day, I didn't have to compromise on anything because, we've been married for almost 18 years. It'll be 18 years in December. And if you have been married long enough, you know that you do some compromising. So sometimes you be going on them dates and it's not really where you wanted to go eat, or it's not really, the vibe might not be what you would have wanted. But, you go on those dates and you're happy. You spend the time and it's like, okay, it's fine, right? And sometimes you kind of go on dates and you wish that it had been a little bit different. Or you might have to, I don't know, you might end up wearing something and halfway through the date, you're like, oh, so now we're going to do so-and-so. Had I known we were going to do that, I would have worn X. You know what I'm saying? Something is always like too real life to make it like romantic, right? This particular weekend, when I mean to tell you everything went perfect, everything went perfect for me. For me, everything went perfect. We got to the concert. Now I have to be honest. My husband is retired military, so I didn't know how he was gonna, and he does not mind Beyonce, but it's not like he was dying to go to the concert either. Like he wasn't like he was a big fan, So I really didn't know what to expect from him, but I knew. I said, if this man sits down at any point in this concert, I'm going to act like I don't know him until it's time to go. I'm going to act like I don't know who he is. If he sits down, if his bottom touches that seat, when she comes out, he needs to be on his feet the whole time. Anything less than that, and I'm going to have an attitude. Okay? So when the concert, before the concert started, he was going and like buying drinks, making sure like I was having the time of my life. And then when she came out, he stood up and we literally danced from 8:50 until midnight. And we sang the songs. Now, he didn't know all the words to all the songs, but nobody is perfect. I, on the other hand, got my entire life because I know all the words to all the songs. The person sitting next to me, he knew all the words to all the songs. I danced with him. We were in each other's social media videos. Well, I didn't post them to social media, but the videos that I took, he was in them. And it was just, I can't even. It was just amazing. A time, a party, a vibe. It was amazing. You had to be there. You just had to be there. It was phenomenal. Okay, so leaving the stadium, this is where things kind of go left for me on Friday. So we are leaving the stadium, and I remember walking out. I remember getting in the car, and I immediately fell asleep after that. Immediately fell asleep. I do not remember riding back to the hotel. I do remember walking back into the hotel because it was a bunch of people getting on the elevator that had gone to the concert. So I do remember that. But as soon as we got in that hotel room, I was out like a light. Slept and slept and slept. The next morning, Saturday morning, I wake up and I'm checking my phone, doing all that kind of stuff. I go back to sleep. I wake back up again and I FaceTime my bestie, her and her daughter. And, we're talking and kind of joking around or whatever. I'm telling her about the concert. talking to my goddaughter, who is like so hilarious and sweet. So we're chatting. We get off the phone. I go back to sleep because I'm beat down and I'm hungover, right? So I go back to sleep. Finally, at maybe like close to 11, my husband is like, we should probably go get something to eat. And brunch in Atlanta is a mess. I don't even know why people try to do it. I get it. I get that people like chicken and waffles. I get that they like their shrimp and grits. I know they love their avocado toast. I get it. The pretty drinks, I get it. I understand it. And I'm here for it. But on a Saturday and Sunday, not so much. Like, I'm not going to stand in line to eat potatoes, eggs, and bacon. You know where I am going to go, though? To the Waffle House. Because there's a million of them, and it's probably not near line at all of them. You can find one that's not packed. And that's what we did. So we went and got 2 all-star breakfast. We ate. I had Sprite with my meal. During that breakfast, I told my husband, I think I need to go back to the room and go back to sleep. I'm not going to make it. It's not going to be cute. The longer that I'm out, the worse I feel, which is fine because we didn't have any like hard plans for Saturday, right? We didn't. But during the phone call with my best friend, like I was telling her like, hey, that concert was so good. I would go back again tonight. Like, she's playing again tonight. I would literally go back tonight, but not drink. Because last night, Friday night, was such a party that while I know I was there and I know I heard the music and I was singing all the songs, because it was such a party in my section, I'm like, I really don't know how much of the concert I actually saw because I was in a party, like I was at a party. So I kind of feel like I enjoyed the vibe and the energy, but I would love to go back and actually watch the concert and take in, because honey, let me tell you, fans keep asking her about the visuals. When she told y'all we was the visuals, she wasn't kidding. The tour is the visual. Like, you dressing up and going to see her perform, that is the visual. Now, it was a lot of cameras in there, so I don't know if the cameras were filming something, like if they are filming something that maybe she will release later. You know, we never know what she's going to do. I don't know if those cameras were just cameras that were putting her images on the big screens, because, you know, there's her performing on the screen, and then she has those really huge monitors that show the concert too. So I don't know if those cameras were solely for that. I kind of feel like they were, based on camera placement and what was happening on the screens. So we don't know. We don't know. Of course, if something gets released, we'll all watch it. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. But I kind of feel like Friday night I partied more than I actually watched the show. So I was telling my friend, I'm like, yeah, I would totally go back tonight. And tonight, if I went back, I would go and just take in the artistry of the show, because it was a lot of video. Like, during her outfit wardrobe changes, they play the visuals. So the visuals that have been getting teased online when she plays short little clips, you know, with the Renaissance music playing, all of those clips get played during the tour. So I really wanted to go back and kind of, you know, actually watch it and not party so hard. So I was telling her about that and whatever. So my husband hears this and he's like, you would go back like again tonight to the same show? And I was like, yeah, I mean, I would, because last night was a party and it was incredible. It was amazing. Like, it can't be topped. It cannot be topped. But I said, if I were to go back, I would go back and actually watch it. Like, I'm not drinking. I don't even care. I mean, I don't even care about any of the extras that went into yesterday. I just want to go and like watch and take it all in so that I can actually have core memories of the actual show. And he was like, well, have you looked on Ticketmaster for tickets? And I was like, not really. Like, no. And he was like, well, if you go back, like, what are you even going to wear? And I was like, oh, honey, I had been manifesting this for myself. Because see, in my mind, the perfect weekend, I went to the concert one night with you. Then I went to the concert the next night by myself. And on the second night, because I know when we go places, you need a chair. Like, you need the option to sit down. Even though I did not want him to sit down, I understood he needed the option to sit down. Okay. But I told him, I was like, yeah, if I go back Saturday night, I would really want to try to get into like Club Renaissance or like the Beehive. Like, I would want to be like down up close so that I could see without a blocked view or whatever. I said, and that would be really fun to like just go and kind of see what that experience is like to be down there. And so he was like, well, if you decide you want to go again tonight, he was like, I just want you to know that I will take you and I will pick you up. But like, I feel like I'm good on the concert tonight. So if you go, you know, you gotta be okay with going by yourself. And I was like, yeah, I think I could do it. I won't be by myself because it'll be a stadium full of people, but I get what you're saying. And Uber me, please, sir. Pick me up, drop me off. Yes, sir. I'm with it. So I'm like, I'm going to think about it. Cause like I said, Saturday, I really wasn't feeling that great. I was like, let me see how I feel as the day goes on. Let me try to sleep off Friday. And we'll see how I feel by dinner time. So I literally slept all day on Saturday. At about maybe 3:30 or 4, I get up and we go back downstairs to eat. Saturday night, I had a burger and fries, and it was delicious. It was amazing. While we were sitting at dinner, you could see people coming and going, like with their outfits on for the show. So that was fun. By this point, I think the hotel had kind of caught up to speed with what was happening in the city. So they were now playing Beyoncé music. I didn't get that energy on Friday, and it's fine. But by Saturday, the girls had caught on and they were playing the album and people were coming and going. And it was a pretty fun atmosphere in there on Saturday. So, you know, we're sitting there watching all of this and he was like, well, how do you feel? What do you think? Do you think you want to go back? And I was like, I mean, I kind of do. I was like, but also I know where I'm trying to be, like down there. I mean, I know like it's crazy. Like, how spoiled do you have to be to go back to the concert a second night in an even better seat? Because our seats the first night were really good. I'm just short, but they were really good. You know what I'm saying? I was like, ooh, so I don't really know how I feel about that. And he was like, you don't have to feel anything. He was like, you were so happy Friday night. He was like, I haven't seen you that happy in a long time. And he was like, and if it's going to make you happy or even happier to go again tonight, he was like, don't even worry about it. He was like, say less. And when he slid that American Express card across the table, I said, my God, I don't know what I have been thinking, all because I've known him for 20 years or more, you know. I was like, but it was in that moment that I was like, oh, like you love me. Like, you love me. Because, bruh, I'm about to sit where I want to sit, or stand, because you don't get a chair down there. I'm about to stand where I want to stand, and I'm about to get my life again tonight. But, you know, you got to play it cool. So I'm like, are you sure, honey? Like, you don't have to do this for me. And he was like, no. He was like, I want you to go. I want you to go. I want you to go. And so I was like, okay. And he was like, well, what are you going to wear? And I was like, well, because I had been manifesting this for myself, had I known that I was going to be able to go 2 nights back to back, I would have already bought another outfit for show number 2 and have it ready to go. Like, ooh, I'm about to be cat suited down, but like Western cowgirl, with my same sparkly boots from last night, my same silver fringed jacket, my same sunglasses, my same hat, but instead of shorts and that top, I'm going to do a silver catsuit that I got from American Apparel through Amazon. And it was only like 20 something bucks. Like, it wasn't even expensive. But when I saw it, like forever ago when I was originally doing all of my Renaissance shopping. I was like, ooh, should I get this? I don't know. I was like, well, we can always get it as a backup just in case something goes wrong with those shorts and that top, or at the last minute, I don't like it or whatever. It'll be nice to have a plan B. So I had it for like a plan B, just an extra outfit to wear either out to the club one night or, to wear to a second show. Like, we didn't know what that outfit was going to go towards, but I'm so glad that I had the foresight to actually buy it. And I feel like that's real manifestation. I don't watch a lot of manifestation content on social media. But I know if I see it, I want it. And I saw that and I wanted it for that weekend. I just had to figure out how I was going to wear it. So we got on Ticketmaster and I kept like refreshing and like you keep going through trying to, get a good deal because the prices kept flip flopping and changing. As we were sitting there at dinner, I get the ticket. We finish eating. I go upstairs, do a quick transformation into my outfit. And because of how late it was at that point, I think it might have been, almost been almost 8:00. No, it was like after 7 though. By the time we got back downstairs and like valet was bringing up our car, it was definitely after 7. We get out to the curb. Of course, it's so many people out there trying to get their cars or people waiting on Ubers to go to the show. We run into these 2 people that were also staying at our hotel that were clearly dressed to go to the concert. So we're chatting it up with them. They had been waiting for like over 45 minutes for their Uber. And we were like, we're going to the show. So like, if y'all are comfortable with it, like y'all can just ride with us. Cause at this point I'm also all in my mommy feels too. Right. And I'm like, oh, I would hate for these babies to be late or miss out on the show because they were waiting for an Uber. So I was like, we can take you guys. We have plenty of space. Hop on in. Now my husband is an Uber driver for more than just me, and I feel like that's okay. So we get in, we get over to the stadium again, no traffic, no nothing. We get over there, we all hop out, we go get in our respective lines. Now tonight, because I had different seats, I got to go through like a special like VIP line that wasn't a line at all, like it had no line. Now there were lines at all the gates, but this little special door, no line. You walk right through, you go up to a table, you check in. They give you 3 different wristbands. You can do a step and repeat with a huge like image of Beyoncé. So I did the step and repeat. I asked the lovely couple that was in front of me in line if they would take my picture, and I took their picture in exchange, So I took my pictures on the step and repeat. Then you go down and someone hands you a cute little tote bag. It's silver. And I think the outside of the tote bag says Renaissance World Tour. And then it's got like graphics on the other side. In the tote bag, which I didn't go through the tote bag at the actual concert. I kind of wish I had. In the tote bag was a fan, right? One of those portable fans that people take everywhere. And I didn't have one of those before. Now I do. So that's great. So that's one thing that was in there. There was a cap that said Renaissance World Tour on it. And I have worn my hat a couple times already. Love it, love it, love it. And what else was in that bag? Oh gosh, I can't think of what else was in there, but there was another item in there and I'm having a hard time thinking about it. But the bag itself is like a good quality, like nice bag. So I was like, yes, Beyoncé, give me gifts. One of my love languages is how I ended up here tonight, girl. So I'm down with it. So then, of course, you have to start taking the long walk, which wait, before we get to the long walk. Now, had I known this, and I didn't know this, but apparently my ticket got me access to the Sky Club in there. So I could have been pre-gaming, but I'm glad I didn't because tonight was not about the pre-game, right? So no, but I could have been in there hydrating. I could have been in there drinking water, eating snacks until showtime. But also, I was by myself, and the way my social anxiety is set up, it's probably for the best that I didn't get there, early, because that probably would have been a lot for me. So you start taking the long walk to Get to your seats. So you go in, you're showing your wristbands and people are pointing to where you should go. I get down to the stage and I'm right next to, of course, there are already people down there who had kind of claimed their spots. Those people had probably stood outside for God knows how long, and they earned their spot next to the stage, but I was right behind them and I was fine with that. I'm like, I'm cool because I'm right here and I can see everything. And I got on my glasses tonight so I can like see for real. And people were down in the pit. Now, let me tell y'all, the people down in the pit are not like the people who sit in the seats. Okay. People down in the pit, those are like the real fans, I think. And I don't mean real, like if you sat somewhere else, you're not a real fan. I mean, the people down in the pit were just different. And I'm going to let you use your imagination to kind of put context clues together as to what I mean about that. But they were different. That, or they had probably just pre-gamed a little hard, either in the Sky Club or I think there was a bar down in Club Renaissance. So they had probably been drinking for a long time. I don't know, but it was a lot going on down there. There was a dad and a daughter next to me in the pit. Jason Lee, I guess he's famous. Is he famous? I don't know. The well-known, I guess, celebrity blogger. He interviews people. People talk to him about their business. He was in my section of the pit. Who else? I actually ended up standing next to a group of people who were really friendly. And at one point, just with people kind of crowding together, at one point, my view was getting a little like blocked because the dad that was standing in front of me was much taller than me. And the man that was standing in front of him was much taller than me. So I was having to kind of do this like lean to the side to kind of see her when she would take certain positions on the stage. And at one point, someone in the group standing next to me was like, hey girl, like, can you see? Cause like we see that you're having to like lean to see. Can you see? And I was like, oh yeah, they're kind of blocking my view a little bit. And they were like, well, you can stand in front of us. Cause if you stand in front of us, you're not going to block our view. So they let me stand in front of them. And then I could see until people started holding up their signs to get Beyoncé to talk to them, which she did. She talked to you. If you had a sign and you held it up for her, she called out your name or she talked to you or she told you happy birthday or whatever. But it was just amazing being that close to the stage and getting to actually see everything, seeing all the visuals, seeing all the dancers up close, of course, seeing her up close, seeing Blue danced Friday night and Saturday night. So that was amazing. And yeah, I mean, I left there Saturday night probably like with the fullest heart. I cannot even begin to express how it was more about Beyoncé for me. So let's start there. It was more about her, even though I've been a fan since I was like 16 or like younger than that. It was about more than that for me. It was truly about doing something that I wanted to do in the way that I wanted to do it, like on my own terms and not having to take anything else into account. I think once you become a mom and like a wife, you have to start taking a lot of things into account and a lot of people's opinions, and you don't always get your way. Things do not always go your way, right? Because sometimes you got to eat where the children want to eat, or you got to go where your husband wants to go. He might be interested in something or have a hobby and he wants you to go with him. So like, first and foremost, I know there's a football game in my future. Am I the biggest football fan? Absolutely not. No way. I couldn't tell you probably other than what Russell Wilson. I mean, I don't know. I'm not. Am I probably going to end up having to go to a football game and acting like I'm watching Beyoncé? Absolutely. And you better believe when we go, I don't know what team we're going to see, but you know what we'll have on the outfits? I will probably have my little face painted. When I mean to tell you, I will go and act like I've been a fan for generations in my family. Oh, yes, I will go. I will go. I will be there. I will be screaming and I will have a time. So yeah, stuff like that. I think as women, once you take on children and partners and you have a family and all of that, you do end up just naturally saying, well, where do you guys want to eat tonight? Where would you guys like to go on vacation? Because I know I do that. I'm the same woman that let my kids create a summer bucket list of all the things they wanted to do. And then we went and did them so that I could make sure they got to experience summer the way that they wanted to. This weekend right here was my thing for the summer. Literally, all I wanted to do was just have a special weekend to kind of say, Tia, job well done. You have yet to blow it. You know what I'm saying? In a big way. So cheers to you, sis. Have the time of your life for the weekend. And I feel like I got to do that. And that is what has made me so immensely happy and full of joy. And I plan to hold on to it. Now, the tired is starting to fade. That tiredness that you've been hearing people talk about, or like how you feel like you're going through the day and all of a sudden you think about, y'all, let me tell you the impact it has had on me and my husband. Even him, like he'll be walking around the house doing something and I'll hear him say, energy. And he's even said to me, like, man, I really didn't know that many Beyoncé songs before this weekend. He was like, but now I find myself like humming them and knowing them. And I'm like, yeah, like, welcome to like the hive, sir. It's great over here. We're unbothered people. We do things, we have fun, we enjoy them, and we don't even get mad at the opposition. We don't. We just pray for them because we know they confused. We know that the girls that get it, and the girls that don't won't. They just won't, and that's okay. So I plan to hold on to this joy for quite some time. I really do. I'm going to ride it out for as long as I can because now I understand that that's truly what life is about. That's what we should be doing more of. Not to say we shouldn't be compromising, but we should definitely be doing things that make us happy. And we should be doing those things without feeling like we're settling or without feeling like we had to compromise a whole lot. You know, that's what I got. So thank you, Beyoncé girl. Thank you, Beyoncé girl, for Friday night. That was the best party that I've been to in a long time. Thank you also for Saturday night for giving me 3 hours of art that I so appreciate. Thank you for the good music. It was a vibe. I'm so happy that I got to experience all of that. And even now that I'm back in my regular day-to-day life, every now and again, when people are talking to me, in my mind, I'm really hearing tip, tip, tip on hardwood floors. Like if you're talking, I'm not even listening to you. I'm literally replaying that concert in my mind all throughout the day. So, girl, it's not too late for you to get a ticket. It's not too late for you to make plans to go. It's not. I mean, there's still time for you to get in on this. And it's never too late to make a good decision to do something that you want to do. Maybe Beyoncé is not your thing, right? Maybe it's something else. Maybe you want to go see someone else perform live, or there's a trip that you've been wanting to take. There's something you want to learn or accomplish or do. Like, it's never too late to do the things you want to do and do them in a way that is pleasing to you, right? Do them in a way that's pleasing to you, that makes you happy, so that when you rest your head on your pillow at night, you can say to yourself, wow, that was amazing. Or wow, I had a really great time. Or wow, I'll remember this forever. Or wow, I can't believe I got to ... Because girl, that's how I feel. That's how I feel. And even my husband was like, how long is the goodness from the Beyoncé concert going to last? Like, he wanted me to give him an expiration date. He was like, how long can I expect you to be this happy? Like, when is this going to wear off so that he can make sure he enjoys it before it expires? And I said, well, as of right now, bro, I can't even tell you, because right now I'm relishing in the Renaissance still. So right now my vibes are still pretty high. So you just make sure that you live in the moment, sir, and you attach yourself to this joy and happiness for as long as it lasts. And when I feel like it's about to wane just a little bit, believe me when I tell you, I'll have something planned by then to go ahead and fill that tank right back up. So, hope you enjoyed my Renaissance recap. Let's talk about a couple things before we go. So, something that I've been seeing on TikTok is the driving cat. And if you have a TikTok account, please get up there and look up the driving cat. Because when I mean to tell you, the driving cat tells no lies and he's hilarious. He tells no lies and he's very funny. Every single video that I've seen has been, first of all, it's been me. Like, I am the driving cat. I'm convinced at this point. Like, I'm the driving cat and he's so funny. So please go watch those videos. Something else that I think is interesting, and I'll be sure to share, is that this weekend, tomorrow actually, I will be attending a Peloton event. Peloton is in town doing like a tour. I think yesterday they did like meet and greets. Of course, none of this is free. I think it was $60 per experience. So Thursday you could go and do like a meet and greet with instructors. I think they had a couple booths or things like set up for you to kind of walk through and have fun basically making social media content for them, to which I said, I don't think so, Peloton. Then today, which is Friday, you could have participated in an adult field day, and a Peloton instructor would have been your coach for field day. That event actually had my interest a little bit, but field day is outside and it's hot here. And I think the timing, and I think they were in Piedmont Park, if I'm not mistaken. Like they're in the city. And I'm like, I got to do school drop off and pick up. And the times just don't align with one of the jobs I do during the day. And that is be a mother. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, can't do field day. Although I would have loved to have frolicked through the park with Alex all day today. Then Saturday is the actual group fitness class day where you can sign up to take different classes. I selected class with Dr. Chelsea Jackson Roberts. So I'll be doing yoga tomorrow morning. And these classes are taking place over in Alpharetta, which means I don't have to go into the city. There will be dedicated parking. And when I'm done doing yoga, I can drive to any cute little breakfast spot and grab myself something to eat and eat it on the way back home. So I'm excited about that for tomorrow, and I'll be sure to share that on Instagram. I really need to get better about like collecting the clips and the things and then sharing them. But like I said, I'm not a content creator. I see myself as a fitness coach. That is my first job. So I try to make sure I do that really well. And if I'm able to do anything else really well, like that's great. But I feel like, I put all of my energy and effort into making sure the women that have allowed me to be a part of their health and wellness journey are really happy with me. So, I don't make much time to do the social media things, but if I can manage to do it, I will do it. If not, check out my stories, and everything you want to see or know about the Peloton experience will be in my stories. And let's hope that all of the instructors come to yoga tomorrow morning, because yoga takes place at 8 o'clock in the morning. It's 8 o'clock in the morning. And they said other instructors will be there. I'm really hoping for Dr. Chelsea, Kristen, Marcel, and Alex. I'm really hoping that I can get photos with the four of them, or at least some of them. Well, I know I'll get one with Dr. Chelsea because that is included in my ticket. But I'm hoping that I get to meet some of the other instructors too, because that would be awesome. I love Marcel and Kristen and Alex, so that would be so much fun. See, I'm continuing to do the things that I know will make me really happy, and I know I will feel better for having done them. And I'm going to continue to do that as I cruise into my 40s. So happy half birthday to me. Oh, and by the way, my husband said that was my gift for my 39th and a half birthday. He said that ticket on Saturday night was my gift to celebrate the kickoff of me cruising into my 40s. And all I have to say about that is my man, my man, my man. Okay? All right. Well, hope you enjoyed that recap of my Beyoncé weekend. Thank you, everyone, for all of your patience, because I know I talked about it a lot. Oh, but that was another thing about it. I so enjoyed the fact that people were also happy for me, because people who know me, they knew how big of a moment this was for me, and they celebrated me in it, and that is not lost on me. I appreciate everyone who messaged me, texted me, called me, or FaceTimed me, because they just wanted to, tap into that joy with me. That will never, ever be lost on me. I love that so much. Thank you guys for checking in. I hope you enjoyed today's call. This was an episode of Tia's Table. Meet me here again pretty soon, and we will get back to our regularly scheduled programming where we talk about health, wellness, fitness, food, and all things that make women phenomenal and great. Remember, when you're out, compliment someone, say something nice to another woman, spread that love and that joy. When you feel it, she should feel it too. So spread that around. Don't ever knock another woman's hustle. We don't know what it took for her to get to where she is, so don't knock it till you try it. Don't compete, don't compare, don't complain. What God has for you is for you. And I will talk to you next time. Love you, girl. Bye.